Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's video is a guide for Tyr. I know his mechanics can be a bit confusing and sometimes people end up leaving him to the AI to control. However, playing Tyr can be a lot of fun once you get used to it with decent damage. As always, Tyr has many ways to play and this guide is based on my recommendations so you can try other way and share with us. Okay, let's start the guide. Firstly, Tyr is a trace type character, so he needs to gain trace in order to use his skills. Skill 1 grants traces depending on how you use it. If you use skill 1 without a normal attack, it will give you 2 traces and deal a little damage. If you use skill 1 during a normal attack, it will give you 1 trace and will not deal any damage, but it reduces the cooldown of skill 1. Additionally, the dodge effect will give you 1 trace as well, so you have to mix all these together depending on the situation. Skill 1 also switches the Grey Sword type, but for simplicity, let's just call it switching the mark. The mark with the rhombus around is the one currently selected. When you use skill 2, Tyr places the king on the field for 30 seconds, and the selected mark will be highlighted. Skill 2 can be used once more, and a different additional attack will be released based on the selected mark. It's important to note that the additional attacks of the first and third marks will throw a sword at the enemy, while the second mark's additional attack will teleport Tyr to the king. This teleportation is not toward to the enemy but towards to the king. Skill 3 consumes the mark and 2 traces together. The damage can be increased by the number of marks highlighted, so we need to aim to get 3 marks before using skill 3 for maximum damage. The skill animations can be cancelled for the additional attacks of Mark 1, Mark 3, and skill 3. Let's check out the blue code first. Blue code has the lowest damage output and is better for supporting, so I would suggest using a different code for Tyr. The damage output of the yellow code is also a bit low, but this code is very convenient as it automatically casts the additional attacks of skill 2 for you. The combo looks like this. So the important thing is to use skill 1 with normal attack and skill 2 without additional attack in order to get the 3 marks highlighted as quick as possible. With the help of this signal, you will normally gain back the trace with the third mark highlighted, making the cycle smooth. If it doesn't refill at this time, then you can also try to use dodge effect or skill 1 without normal attack again. One more thing is, if trace get refilled and become poor before change mark, you can use additional attack of skill 2, then change mark. Next is mixed code. Let's check the one blue with 2 yellow code first. This one is similar to yellow code, but provide a light resistance reduction for better damage, but no auto cast of additional attack of skill 2. The combo for this code looks like this. The important thing is you need to choose whether you want to use skill 1 with or without normal attack, depend on dodge effect. If there is one trace left or you can use dodge effect, then you can use skill 1 with normal attacks. If there is no trace and cannot use dodge effect, then you need to use skill 1 without normal attack. Last thing is when you get 3 marks, use skill 3 first to utilize the light resistance reduction. Let's check the 1 red with 2 yellow code now. This code will have a maximum of 3 traces and it makes the combo smoother with help of dodge effect. The combo is more situational in this code. Try to keep 1 trace at all times and get 3 traces when changing the mark with skill 1. I will show you some scenarios. This mixed code can be quite simple once you get used to it, and the damage output will be steady. Most important thing is you check the cooldown of dodge effect and decide whether you use skill 1 with or without normal attack, and use skill 3 first when you have 3 marks. The last one is the red code. This one is similar with code mixed with 1 red code. The difference is you can use additional skills more often and need to use the dodge effect more aggressively. The combo is also quite flexible in this code. Similar with other code, check the cooldown of dodge effect and use additional attacks to reduce the cooldown of dodge effect. Also, you can use more additional skills when there is extra traces. You can choose any code based on your liking for now, but in later version, skill 3 will change to use only 1 trace, and 1 blue with 2 yellow will be more effective in future. The light damage sigil with this trace sigil is a good set. For the red code, the 2 trace sigils is recommended. You can skip the signature functor for tier for now. It says that the signature functor is not very effective unless you transcend it much. It gives the additional condition that skill 3 need to be used with the queen mark to get damage buff, which makes the combo more complicated for beginners. Also, the 4 and 5 star Genjon functors are very effective for tier, so you can choose between these. You can add a follow for the ultimate skill chain and light damage, but if you didn't really invest in a follow, you can add tier to any team that need more damage. Any unit with CC abilities is also good for tier for boss fight. You can also add him to S rank Osiris and shoot him. Using Trace will help them use the ultimate skill chain more often, and their ultimate skill chain also help tier use his ultimate skill more frequently, creating a beneficial cycle. I believe people who use tier already know that his damage is pretty good with the cool skill effect. Once you get used to playing tier, it becomes quite enjoyable too, so give it a try. I'm not sure if this guide was easy to understand, as it was a bit difficult to explain his combo. However, I hope this guide helps you play tier more comfortably. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye guys.